Yo, what's up, James? I'm wearing my AirPods today because I felt like it. I can hear myself more, and it kind of bothers me. I'm not sure if it's good or bad. Did you get a stream notification? I forgot. I always forget to update the stream notification before I start stream. My God, I reinstalled the Twitch app. What notification did you get? Was it the almond milk one or was it the Gregnant? I always forget. I need to put a sticky note on my monitor. I love how I opened the Twitch app, I reinstalled it, and I'm being bombarded. Because it was weird. The Twitch app, it would like act like I'm on my Kavel profile and not on my like personal Cypher profile. And it would be like, update your stream settings. And I'd click on it. It's like, oh, you can't do that because you're not on the wrong account. Then don't tell me. Digital sticky note. I was thinking I'd just like scry it into my monitor with like a knife. When I was younger, my family got a computer. I think it was like literally like my mom's work had it, and so she brought it home, and we had like it was probably XP, Windows XP, or maybe it was yeah, it was XP. I remember the logo, and my sister wrote on the monitor with marker and got in so much trouble. And this is when I was so young that I thought computers were magic, which to some degree they are, and I was like, oh my God, like this thing's so, I didn't even realize how powerful it was. Until like I learned what YouTube and Google was, and I was like, oh my God. But yeah, that was that was an event. Oh, I forgot to run ads. You know what? Screw you. 2 minutes of ads. I'm not sure if you're actually gonna get. We'll see. I'll have that right out for you, man. How's it going, Bear? Hope you're doing well. My friend sent me. Oh, it's so weird. Maybe I don't want to stream with my AirPods. This is like a weird feeling. I like streaming with my AirPods because I feel like, I don't know, less weight on my head, my tiny little brain. But what if my mic switched over to my AirPod mics midstream? Yo, what's up, Delano? Now it's time to start stream. Lorem Ipsum. Dolores C sit 7:30 Amet, consequor eris plet elit. Sedante porta es elefin virer ut eket massa. Pro nunc noc. Aquam erat vorpad, quisque non villet el alquatur ac eloquit, sed eget equile sapien. I need subtitles if you're gonna. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the transition there was pretty good. feel like I could sell it. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh wait, I added C418 to this mix? Dude, Kavel, you have some good taste. Or I should say specifically this album, because we already have Minecraft going. Hope you're all doing well though. It is day 2 of being free of my hell week. Today, I did a little bit of homework. Oh shoot, I was gonna say I did a little bit of laundry. I need to fold. I just did towels today. Guys, go wash some towels. Towels is the one laundry I respect. Socks, I hate. Underwear, I hate. Those like suck folding. And pants, especially pants. Let's do a laundry tier list. Towels, even though they're cumbersome, hear me out. That means I have more towels during the week. Do you know Big Smoke? Of course I know Big Smoke. Does he have something to say about laundry? Are you in your Big Smoke era bear? I just realized this is the first time in a while I started a stream without saying, hello everybody, hope you're doing well. So now I can't do the compilation of every time I've done that intro. I can see why I added this music to this mix. I just realized a big downside of my AirPods is I can't adjust the volume of the music. That sucks. What have you guys been up to? Barrow, saw you're working on a butterfly animation. Looked really exciting. Hope you had some fun doing that. Damn, C14. You know, Jim's in the midst of her big school project. Last thing I remember from Delano was the drawing he posted a bit ago. It's all the craziness. Been thinking a lot about Gravel recently. That dumb bird. I think I kind of figured out his place, like his purpose, who he is, and I'm happy with that because I want to do some play with that concept. Exploration studies. What are exploration studies? Not too happy with my line work today. Let's. Oh, and we get Heliosphere, dude. Also, I took the first steps into programming. This is my current one, but pretend this is my new one, my new streamer pad, which has like double the amount, triple the amount of keys. I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna make it so it's blocking. So like sometimes I press numlock on this pad. I can't use numlock, right? Because it'll numlock my entire computer. So in the C program I have for it, or C++ program, I learned that you can do a blocking action with keys. Then I'm gonna make like a, I don't know. I may upload it to GitHub for people who are interested in using it. It's not very complex, and it's just for Windows machines, which do some changes to it though. I'm gonna have a button just for timing out Cat. It's gonna be awesome. Is she here tonight? No, actually, I don't think so. I feel bad making that joke without her present. Had a wonderful little jam out session while meal prepping today, listening to Doom Gong. I always forget if Doom Gong's the new album or Mega Gong. It's one of the. I think it's Mega Gong by Doom Gong. And Tracta, and then some of the Gorillaz' new album, which very experimental stuff. Like, I don't know, very not different. I feel like it's doing what Gorillaz does best, just kind of being weird with it, going their own direction. The Manifesto is my favorite song on The Mountain so far. It's so great. It's so Gorillaz. It's everything I want. It gives me the same feelings of when I first like listened to Hallelujah Money, even though Hallelujah Money's definitely different. I'm not gonna say weird. That's mean. But I love like Super Fast Jellyfish is one of my favorites. I feel like, oh my god, I'm thinking of it now. It's probably my favorite song. They call someone a turkey twizzler in that song. Ah, shoot. Totem cakes, typical. Momentary Bliss. There we go. Momentary Bliss probably before The Mountain, specifically the Manifesto, used to be my favorite Gorillaz song. Which I don't know. I feel like saying a song, because that's Song Machine, right? But like Song Machine was so, or was it Aries? I can remember one of those albums I did not like, but I think like also Désolé came out of it. Désolé is one of my favorite. I'm a huge Gorillaz fan. I think they just offer so much variety. And it's sad because I'm not as much of a fan of things like Melancholy Hill or like because it's played so much. They're not bad songs at all. Melancholy Hill is great. But like you also have what, Superfast Jellyfish on the same album? Was Melancholy Hill or not Superfast Jellyfish? Plastic Beach. That was Plastic Beach, right? I'll have to do some research. It's been a moment since I've been super, like in high school, I was super invested in Gorillaz. And like early college. I've switched more to King Gizzard though, so a lot more like alt rock. Which I mean, I wouldn't call Momentary Bliss alt rock, but I would definitely say it's very much closer to alt rock than a lot of Gorillaz' other stuff. What is it? What genre even is Gorillaz? I wouldn't say they're like one genre, but yeah, we are back. I'm not sure. I have viewers turned off on Twitch and YouTube. Actually, I can't even see my YouTube tab. But for whoever is here, we had to take a break because of school. Hardest week I've ever had of school. It was really rough. We're still recovering, but we're here. We're drawing. We're back on the horse. That's the most important part. And actually, I want to talk because I talked to my parents about this. I'm not a medical professional at all, right? Not at all. This is conjecture. This is an idiot who only knows a little bit about computers talking about health. In my personal experience, which is not substantiated by any fact, right? It's just personal anecdotal experience and like things that I've noticed that may or may not be true, right? Cool. So that the other way, this college has given me, 4 years of like prolonged periods of like normal work, right? Because like I go to school, I come back to my apartment, I do homework, I do that from when I wake up at 7 to before stream at 6, right? And then I eat dinner. And those are like typical. And then you have exam weeks where I'm going into the night. I may skip streams, I may skip gym. Rare that I skip gym. This was the first week where I had to skip gym in a long time. But then you have weeks which are like way beyond normal, right? And that's the one I just mentioned, exam weeks. And I always call it, hey, burnout. That's burnout. With the feeling I get afterwards when it's harder to spur myself to do the things that I loved before, because exams messed my brain up so much. And it's easy to say, yeah, I'm burnout. And I think that's a valid descriptor of what's going on. But like, what is it? What is going on? And so my theory, right, is just like, I've been trying this semester more than any to be more mindful of my reasonings for doing things. Like, why do I want to go do this? Why do I want to do that? And then like, I think about what it's going to feel like to do that thing before I do it. And that helps me a lot because like, that really helps me spur me on to drawing. Is really thinking about how I'll feel compared to like watching anime. Just thinking about how I'll feel after. And it's been very helpful. But when I've noticed after exams, I don't want to do anything at all. I have no drive. I have no motivation to do anything. And so of course thinking about how I'll feel after helps a lot. But like even the little spark to like, let's say I wanted to watch anime, which like I wouldn't necessarily consider fun, right? Or like it is sometimes, but like, you know, I could imagine like, oh, but if I drew, yeah, I drew, I'd feel like this afterward, and I often do. Now I don't know what dopamine is or how it works. I've just heard it generally described as like, you know, the happy chemical that spurs you on to do something, right? It's the anticipation drug, I think I've heard it called. And I have none of that, right? When I get out of exams, and so I think that's what I've been calling burnout. I'm not sure if that what is burnout is, but it's just so hard to do things. And I say burnout rather than like any other thing because man, that ellipse really sucked. Uh, because like this really only happened like in the summer once I kind of like recuperate after exams. Dude, I'm drawing so much and having a ton of fun with it. So how do you fix that? I don't know. Taking it easy. Like I had this drive to go to the gym. And like my inner weekdays are my gym days. But I was like, I want to go to the gym so bad. And I think it was just me trying to like tip the scale, overcorrect for not going to the gym for a week, like a bit of the guilt from not going to the gym. Which I don't think in and of itself is horrible. It can definitely turn into a bad thing, but yeah, it's like like a oh, I like doing this, you know, let's go do it. Come on. We've been working hard. Like it was the good encouraging part of discipline, but I know that I should probably take things easier instead of trying to overdo it. Just historically. But man, I suck at ellipses tonight. Ew. Icky no gross. Also, tuna's been breaking a ton. I swear to you guys, I'm gonna this summer. It's not really summer. I'm gonna be hopefully having a tech job. Said no one ever. Um, I'll program my own version of tuna. Like it. How are you not grabbing the image? Twitch, I swear to God. Oh, Vine Sauce is live. Okay, never mind. You're allowed to message me. Everyone go watch Vinny right now. I've been for the past week. No. Because I didn't like sleep that much in the week, but like when I was going to sleep, Vinny's No I'm Not a Human streams. Or stream, I should say. Oof. Peak. No I'm Not a Human is like the mouthwashing of this year. Because mouthwashing was last year, right? Maybe it was this year, actually. I kind of remember it. Still. Almost a year ago, we'll say that. It's just a game I did not see coming. Or like I saw with the demo and I was excited when I first saw the demo, but there's so much story. The art is wonderful. It's funny though, because I saw a lot of I wouldn't call it like aesthetic art, but like I saw a different fandom sprout from mouthwashing than I have with the fans of No, I'm Not a Human. Now, do I personally, what would you call it? Like a No, I'm Not a Human Sona? Like what is it called? A visitor? I want a visitor Sona. Like doing that kind of weird, creepy edit to yourself. I love it. Like uncanny, like kind of push it like a character almost. I can imagine it now. I want to do that so bad. Let's do some more ellipses. This was our talk from yesterday, which I actually really liked. This helped me think about things a ton. It looks like ancient scribbles. My roommate goes through my room, is like, what the hell? Or anybody who doesn't know I stream. What is this guy drawing? Are these plans? Beyond to Gravel. What I was saying earlier. Definitely figured out more of who Gravel is to me. Who he is. He's real. No. I always saw him as like a pure parallel of me, or not like a pure parallel. Like I always like he is different in some ways, but like still closely like inspired by me. And I still think he can be thought of as a parallel of me, but I do think he's his own entity, if that makes sense. Like you can see Kavel and Gravel standing in the same room. Two different people. I think I'm putting my palm on the table and it's messing up my ellipses. A little bit. I'm also putting, I think, too much pressure. So, and also today we only have a couple intersections to finish up. And then we have hatching to do, which I'm not messing up the hatching this time. I swear. That pissed me off so much last time. Which means we should probably do some more planes. Just work on our straight lines. Why are you drawing that Kavel? I thought you were PG. What? Sausage forms? Also, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Actually, when we start doing anatomical studies, I won't be able to stream on Twitch. Because Twitch has a rule against that. For all intents and intensive purposes, and what it actually is, this is just a organic form. Wait, there's, oh, two spheres. But yeah, Twitch doesn't let you draw. So this is not, these are just random forms, Twitch. Don't get mad at me. Which sucks because I like streaming on Twitch, but I will just have to go to YouTube unless Twitch wants to toss me a bone and let me draw some bone on stream. Not boning. I should specify. We won't do that, Twitch. But come on, let me just add like an 18 plus warning on my stream. You could do it for video games. Or at least I think, right? Like, didn't they have the thing where, like, if it's in a part of the game, like if it's Rust, can you do that? I don't know. And I get it. I get why we do it, but come on. How's your day going so far, Blue Raz? Oh my goodness. When it comes to hatching, we ought to be more confident than accurate. So I guess precise. Oh, sorry to hear, but glad to hear you're chilling. Let's do some more planes. I know I'm overdoing it, but like when it comes when it comes to hatching, I don't want to mess that up. Hatching, I feel like, is a thing that you can instantly notice it's off because it's a row of lines, right? Our Gestalt brains are going to instantly recognize that's messed up. Line work's slightly improving with this warm up. I have this song in here? I guess I do, huh? Or maybe it's auto playing. Hmm. Also, everybody, I hate to say it, streams will be getting bumpy this winter. I'd like to remind you guys that we will not be able to celebrate. I think our stream birthday is on the 29th of December. I will not be in country. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be studying abroad. So, like, I get home from exams for 8 days, and then I come back home, and then on the 24th of December, I leave. And then I come back 3 weeks later. And the day I get back, school immediately starts. So it's going to be bumpy. All I can hope for is your guys' patience. All that good stuff. But we're going to do a 3-minute ad break because I forgot to do a longer one at the beginning. Type beep. So yeah, ad break. We're going to finish up our form intersections page and then get onto page 3. Huge. Yeah, so be right back, everybody. I just realized, wait. Where's chat? Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Okay. Wait, did I hide it? No, it's still... Huh. We'll fix that. Just saw a picture of a shoebill stork. Their eyes are forward. They are predators. Like, it is kind of crazy how forward their eyes are. They are not prey in the slightest. Craziest birds. Cool, cool. Ads are over. So let's return to. Oh, what button did I press? Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're not gonna have Twitch chat this stream. I think I just have to refresh my token, which is annoying, and I don't appreciate that. I think I can automate it. Just I don't want to. But hey, who cares? So yeah, because I think it just redirects you to the new key that you have to use or something. I don't know why you have to do so much for Twitch authentication when it comes to like making API stuff. YouTube is easier in that end, but Twitch has a better API for chat. Anyways, let's get started. I just like forced a burp, and that was not pleasant. Don't do that. I feel sick now. So, the last intersection we have is this pyramid to cylinder intersection. And it sucks for this very reason. We have a small overlap area, which I get why I did. I didn't want to, like, tracing back to Kavel's thoughts that stream, I probably didn't want it to intersect over here because I put the plane like this, and I remember specifically I didn't want a tangent line right here, and I did, so. Or these lines that intersect, I should say. I don't know. I call everything a tangent line, but I've just kind of used that as a to call all lines that end up being in places I don't like. But yeah, so I would rather establish. So remember, okay, we have our straw method. That's what I'm calling it. Where we have a cylinder and we're going through a plane. The intersection line, if the cylinder is the plane of the minor axis of the cylinder is orthogonal to the plane it's intersecting, then it's going to create a perfect ellipse or like a circle, but like since we're looking at it from the side, it's going to be some variation of ellipse. And then as it tilts up, so it's no longer orthogonal, the ellipse is going to get wider. And then when it's parallel and intersecting, then it's going to form a rectangle. So that means when we go from here to here, the corners start to sharpen. I think. And it's only perfectly sharp. I'm trying to think of like, let's say it was 179.99 degrees. Would it be sharp? Actually, that isn't true because a cylinder like has some width to it. So it'll be sharp the moment it crosses. Yeah, the moment it crosses the planes on the top of the cylinder. But anyways, who cares? Because let's look at this cylinder. Is it orthogonal to this plane? The cylinder's going like into the page like this, and the plane of the pyramid is kind of like going like this. So they're almost pretty close to being orthogonal, which means our intersection line, depending on where we want to put it, is going to be rather round. It's going to follow the contour of the cylinder more than it's going to be straight. And I can already see it starting to happen right here. We're going to have like this type beat to it. And I don't want the line to end up right here, but that's really, because like we have this larger degree right here, smaller degree. So the contour ellipse, and it's rotated a bit, which means the degree will actually technically decrease. Not really. Well, yeah, if it becomes taller, then the degree will decrease. Is that true? A degree won't change if it's orthogonal. But the surface area changes and it's not a true ellipse, so I don't think saying it's a degree would be correct in that sense. Or like I don't know if the word degree applies to any plane. Probably, but I don't know. I only know how to use it in terms of cylinders, so we'll only use it in terms of cylinders. So yeah, we have to draw an ellipse. It's gonna be slightly elongated, which means the top of it. See, that's what I'm saying is like. And remember, we learned this from last time. Look at it from both angles. Which remember to indent this line right here. It's a little bit confusing, but. It's also very easy to get like hyper-fixated, hyper-focused on one part. Let's look at it from over here. Should have been a larger degree. Yeah. Okay, whatever. And then this, where it's this plane, it's going like this, cylinder's going this way. They're getting closer to being orthogonal. No. No. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Rice? Going good. Continue where intersections. About to finish this page. Messed up this. Dude, plane cylinder intersections are tough, and I'm going to focus on even more of them next page. And larger forms. I think larger forms. Like this cylinder was too tiny. Even though I think it was good for its purpose. Or just, yeah, cylinder planes. So, sorry, spheres, as much as I like you, we're not going to put as many of you in there. And cones aren't that difficult as well. In fact, I only have one. Oh, no, I have 2 cones on this page. Okay, cool. How's it going on your end? Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm going to be doing this. Hey, there's our last intersection of this page. Cool. Time for... Do I have this on? I guess I do. Working on some math homework. No. I've been thinking about about Gravel a lot more. I did make progress in terms of like what I want the story to be about, kind of. I'm trying to make my story way too broad. I just need to focus on one thing. I call it clearing the desk. This is one of my favorite, and I don't know if anyone like heard this from anyone, or I made it myself. But clearing the desk is like just focus on one thing and get good at it, right? Like Drawbox is me clearing the desk. Sure, I could do gesture and I could do all these things at once. But like, I don't have that much time to like switch gears. I don't have that much energy to switch gears that often. And in the words of Toniko Pantoja, right? Toniko Pantoja, I think that's their name, I don't know. So like I have to, clearing the desk helps me do one thing and be good at it. And so as much as like I want to tell a lot of stories, and I think How the Tea Merchant is a great opportunity for that, I'm going to focus on one. Which is tough because I have so many other ideas that work for it, but I'll find a home for them. But I've been focusing on Gravel, and I have like a purpose for that bird now, which I'm happy about. Oh yeah, no, I'm still trying to do 50% as much as I can. I wouldn't really count me thinking about that as 50% itself. Oh, you're saying that more in terms of like that. Oh no, like Drawbox isn't the only thing. Like 50% in and of itself there's no end to it. Like there's no it's not a means to an end. It's just for the sake of it, right? So of course, yeah, like going back to clearing the desk. Clearing the desk is do one thing and get good at it. 50% doesn't apply there. Right? Those are 2 very different things. 50% has no It's not for getting better at art. Now, ironically, right, it helps you get better at art. And in fact, it's probably one of those important things. So you can do it for the sake of getting good at art, but not producing pretty pictures or stuff like that. It's the whole point of play, right? It's like virtue, right? Those who develop virtue to be called virtuous, I personally wouldn't call them virtuous because they're not doing it for the sake of the good. In the same way, if you're only doing 50% to do pretty pictures or to get good at something, then that's not 50%. Yeah, clearing the desk is definitely for learning. It's a tool of learning. In fact, that reminds me, there's a book on play that I really want to read. Because that's where a lot of what I just said came from, and I've only read snippets, so I should read all of it. Which means I need to probably get in contact with one of my professors. Yuck. Okay, so let's play the game of Kavel figures out where he should draw hatching. I want to do it on this face, because if I hatch here, it'll show that this plane is overcoming the sphere right here and being subducted, and subducted isn't the word, like overcome by this cylinder up here. This plane, this face right here, probably this face right here. That. For this one, it's important because there's a lot happening. I think hatching this top one would be most effective, even though it's a bit noisy already. Then probably this one. No, this one. Yeah, it's slanted. And then the rest of these are pretty. Oh my god, what is... I definitely need to... what? Kavel, what were you... What... Kavel, buddy, what were you drawing right here? Oh, I see it now. Holy crap. Okay, we'll definitely draw the hatching on this side. That is really weird to look at. Okay, because yeah, this line's too thick. I need to like thicken this up. I'm actually, I don't like going over my 2-line rule, but... And like right here. Try to separate that. That's very weird. Okay. Yep, so that top one. That's hard. Remember last time we messed that up. Let's start with this. Oh, frick, I hate hatching. That doesn't tell us much though, but who cares? Just gotta make sure we, like, we're not parallel with any lines that exist inside of it. It's a bit wobbly, Cav, come on. Kavel. I need to lock in. Dude, I'm sorry, but I hate it. I'm cooked, hee XD, X3. Sorry, I'm a hater. Primarily, tangent. Primarily just because of one dude in one of my classes 1 year. You ruined it for me. That was bad. We must stay focused. Next. Which angle should this be? I think this will be good. Yeah, going horizontally sucked last time, so I'm going to go this way. Because then you won't experience much foreshortening. And the distance between the lines, they'll converge this way. But, I mean, I think that's better. IMHO. Make sure that doesn't, yeah. Oof, don't choke. Trying to slow down on my ghosting. Icky bad, no bad habit. Oh. Just gotta double triple check that we're not. Okay, that's decent. A little bit of overspill, but I'm not gonna cry over that. Maybe a little. Nice. Take a sip of water. Cool. What a amazing. I was about to say brilliant. What a brilliant soundtrack. No. Jeez. Yeah, I think this is a good line to do. It may get a bit weird because it's a bit tangent. I say that word too many times. But like any others would be. Yeah, so. Yeah, I think I should have done this way. That would have been much better. Not too happy with this page. A lot of smaller air. Shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Ah, oh, god dang it. Okay. Can I just have one page of form intersections that doesn't go poorly? I think I hid that well. The double line rule. That's not okay. Yeah, the double line rule is like not adding too much line weight, but this was because I messed it up. Like that's not the double line. That's just because I didn't draw through. The double line rule, which the only broke right here, is to stop me from overdoing it with line weight. You can definitely see that with my first form intersections, but this was just because, yeah, I was extending the whatever it's called, hatching. Because yeah, especially, and I talked about it in my lesson 2 video, very bad problem with over inking. Yeah, at least I think I covered it up quite well. Somewhat hard to notice. See, this looks like it'll be good. Eh. Don't like how spaced these were. Need to reinforce this one to show that it's in front of the box. I didn't reinforce this line initially, because I didn't know how I wanted the cylinder to interact with the... Oh my god, okay. This is in front of this. Nice. Hey, random guy, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We have chat turned off this stream. Oh wait, Rise is in YouTube, so we could have at least seen that pop up. Yeah, my Twitch chat thing is broken because I need to refresh the key. Yep. What, you think after 500 days we're just gonna give up? Yeah, I did disappear for a week and I didn't post anything on YouTube. It's exams. It was really bad. You started Dropbox, huge. How are you liking it so far? Nah, I'm not gonna break the double line rule up there. We're gonna go a lot more sideways this time. I'm gonna start right here. Just double, triple check so we don't have a mistake like that. Okay-ish, huge. Are you saying okay-ish because you don't like what you're producing or just because it's hard? And also, like, I'm not a Drawbox representative. Feel free to say whatever you want. Ordered some pins, huge. Have you already started on your 50%? Started with lines, nice. Nice. Well, remember, 50% isn't about it came out good or it came out bad, but cool, good to see that it came out well. You should have waited till Kat was in stream to say you drew Zoro. She would be elated. Okay. The cylinder is going to have this. There's not really going to be a good face to draw the hatching on this pyramid because there's hatching here and hatching here, which are the only two planes that are exposed. So, well, dude, that's great to hear. Thank you. And hey, we're going to be here until we finish Drawbox at least. Would I love to draw more? Yes. We'll see though, because like I'm about to graduate college, things are getting shaky. I would like to stream more. I'm never gonna stop drawing, so if I stream, then yeah. But yeah, we'll always be here. We try to remember names, so always know that like if you're having a rough day in terms of oh shoot, I don't feel like drawing, pop in the stream. Think of it as like a study group almost. I have the urge to try so much, but I'm keeping a lid on it. That is a great, yeah, some temperance. That is a really great mentality to walk in with. Pacing yourself for sure. But if you do have an idea, write it down. Do a quick sketch. Yes, I am into cyber. I wouldn't call myself the most knowledgeable, but I have learned my things here and there. Okay, this is going to be a very hard one to visualize. But if we do it right, it'll save the town. It'll save the century. Is your idea suggestions where to start? I started with the computer network and that OSI model thing. Ooh, okay. Honestly, I think so. Have you done programming before? Because I think a foundations in programming and operating systems is important, but I was also trained, like I learned everything as a computer scientist, not like a cyber expert. But like at the end of the day, right, security is something that requires a pretty decent knowledge of how computers operate. So you're good at programming. Cool. Okay. Have you used like lower level languages and you've understood like how computers work themselves, like operating system level, like memory, how memory is laid out, how a program runs. I guess we'll hatch this plane. I have to be virtual memory to the kernel. Nice stack. Okay. Would you say you have a nice knowledge of operating systems? Once again, this is just, like I would not call myself an expert in cyber at all. And you may honestly want to go to different sources than me, but I would say like make sure you know OS. Okay, yeah, so I would say like, make sure you know some OS. Now it does depend on what kind of cyber you want to do, but um OS is like I'd say one of the most. Okay, cool. So yeah. Um you take a course on operating systems, learn how networking happens, study like I think a great test of knowledge for cyber is to have case studies of actual attacks that happened, right? So like WannaCry, Heartbleed, learning about speculative like you cannot understand. I think it was Heartbleed, how that vulnerability happened without knowing OS level stuff, like speculative execution, right? Um, so OS, learn OS, because like you could be good at programming, which is fine and great, cool. But if you don't know because like what here's a question, it's my favorite question: what makes something malware, right? Malware by definition, I'm stealing this from some book, it is a set of instructions on your computer that then an attacker runs, and that's it. So now the game of like detecting malware is how do you find bad instructions? So or like instructions that the attacker wants to run. A ransomware copies all of your files and encrypts them. Google Drive copies all of your files and encrypts them. So like what's the difference, right? And it's intent. So a lot of malware from what I've seen, it's cybersecurity. Like study threat modeling, right? Sorry, I have like a bunch of stuff. So yeah, OS, case studies, right? Of popular like how viruses happened. There's a bunch of, so be careful. I can maybe go search for some free materials that my professor gave me. There's going to be a lot of people out there selling courses and stuff. Be careful. They just want your money. Not that everyone's evil or something, but like at the end of the day, right? It is awfully profitable to convince someone that they need to learn something that they don't because they don't know any better. There's good money in lying on the internet. But then yeah, start doing like red team stuff, right? So start doing what is it called? Like HackerOne? Is it? Yeah. An institute that reached out to you? Huge. Oh dang it. That's a lot more not the direction I wanted. Is it HackerOne? Let me double check. Oh yeah, I hate people who are like that. Yeah. If you don't take our course, you'll never be good. Yeah, you're right. Is it HackerOne? It is not HackerOne. Why do I have HackerOne in my head? Maybe it was in a recent report. But yeah, do red teaming stuff. Like, find a course out there, or like a free one, preferably. That's like, perform a buffer overflow. A buffer overflow is like super known, right? I'm not gonna call it rudimentary because it can be hard for like someone who's like, that's also a great opportunity for OS stuff, right? Because like you have to know about, okay, well, buffer overflows, classical like shellcode buffer overflows can only happen if the stack is marked as executable, right? I could be wrong there, but I mean, for the sake of the argument. And you're like, oh, well, what's the stack? Why in the world would code be executed in the stack in the first place? Yeah, I think C++ is great. C++ is a wonderful starter language because it's abstracted just a tiny bit from C. And I feel like, yeah, C at the end of the day has a bit too, like, let's say you want to learn how to make a server in C, it's so much more work to like set up sockets and things like that. And C, and it doesn't need to be that hard to learn how sockets work. But I really like C++. Got caught up in one of those programs. But yeah, like as a person, I won't say I'm a confident cybersecurity person because I'm not. I'm very new to the game, right? But I do have a background in programming and like general computer science. And the thing that has helped me learn the most is like doing things, right? If you have a course and it's just like, study this, make it print hello world. Lame. Don't do it. You'll get much more from a course that gives you actionable projects. And I'm not saying like, oh, it makes you make like, if you type in 2, it prints out 3. No, like a full on like, make a game. Honestly, I don't think making games is good for learning for programming because like games abstract a lot from you. I think, or like not a 3D video game, like making chess. Making chess is a wonderful one, right? Or like a card game, or like Connect 4. I remember freshman year we made Connect 4, right? And like in college or high school we did Connect 4. But like, for example, one thing, the stream, it runs off C++. This thing right here, I had to learn a bit about Windows, how they do like the HID stuff and like their API, but it's all the same stuff at the end, right? For the paper I just wrote, for malware detection, we featureize things with multiprocessing. We do progressive featureization. Or prediction, sorry. So once again, you'll see that everywhere, and it's a good thing to exercise. Oh man, that's so much noise. I'm so disappointed with that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I could try to find by next stream some actually helpful materials because my professor gave me a ton when I first asked him, like, hey, I want to get more into cyber. And I would honestly like link you his personal website, but I'm not going to do that just for the sake of his and my privacy. But like that guy is premier. Everything. One warning though. We were just talking about this, I think, before you got in here. I call it clear the desk. One thing I commonly see in the 2 years I've been streaming, and like the 20 plus years that I've been alive. And I've fallen victim to this myself, is I start too many things at once. Like I've tried working, like when I was in high school, I tried making working out a habit, but I also like tried doing several other things, like making a game, also just being a teenager growing up. That's enough as it is. And like I would end up dropping something, if not everything. And so this goes back to clearing the desk, right? Is stick with one thing, right? Stick with Drawbox, stick with Cyber. Not that you can't do the other, just like it is easier to learn and dedicate yourself to something when you don't have to balance 10 other things. Once you make it an ingrained habit, right? Like getting out of bed in the morning is much easier if you don't have to like get out of bed and then force your, that's not a good analogy. Like you already brush your teeth every day. Let's suppose you brush your teeth every day. That's already easy. So you can do other things. But if you're just now learning to brush your teeth, well, you don't want to have to focus on washing your face too as a new thing. So just take it one at a time. Exactly, yeah. And then once you have it ingrained, it is so much better, to take your time and get it ingrained into your life and then pick something up than to, pick up two things and to drop them both because it got too hard. I need to find the book I read it from. There's 2 books and I can't remember which one. But, the difficulty of a thing reveals itself the first day you fail to do it. So just be careful. But yeah, but you also, go, like breathe and eat. All that stuff, right? So just take it easy, right? Of course, yeah, do whatever you want. Just from a person who's seen it. Like, I don't mean this to slight anyone that's been in my chat, but I've had a notable amount of people who like have joined my chat and say like, I'm starting Drawbox and I'm starting these other things, and then they never show up again, and I don't see them in the Drawbox community, right? And like, not to shame them, right? It happens. I get it. I've done that so many times with so many things in my life. I mean, hell, I wanted to make the Cav Tools website and I had to drop it because I got busy, right? I want to make the comic, and I'm actually still working on the How Merchant comic very slowly. But we all do it. So as a person, that's my warning. And maybe as the years go by and I see more instances of it, I'll be more firm in my disposition, right? But for now, I'll just caution you. I won't say like, don't do it, but just be cautious. Give yourself time. That's cool, yeah. But that's the thing, right? And that goes exactly to the quote I just said. The difficulty of a thing reveals itself the first day you fail to do it. So once those 4 months are over and shit hits the fan, are you going to stick to those things? Right? You got to slowly turn up the heat and then realize, oh shoot. Because like from when I was in like the summer before I got to college to when I got to college, my life changed drastically, literally night and day. And so I did different things, and that completely shook up my habits. Yeah, I hope, right? Now I'm not saying don't do it. Of course, go do it. Heck yeah. Learn those things. Do those things. Just be prepared. Cool. So I'm not a huge fan of this page, especially because of all the chaos right here, but I felt like it needed to be done. Yeah. No major complaints. Other than the cylinder plane intersections. Those are rough, especially cylinder sphere. It's anything cylinder. Let's toss in freaking 50 cylinders in the next page. Those are tough. Line works okay. Spheres were non-spherical. They weren't 90-degree ellipses, and that's annoying. Yeah, and also you're talking like I feel like I've pushed, and I apologize. I feel like I have like deterred you too much. Do those things. You know what? Screw it. Do it. I'm telling you to go do it. Just like, I don't want people to not do the things, and so I'm so worried about that I discourage. Yeah, this looks. I know, right? It is chaotic, and I wish it was a bit more uniform, a bit more made more sense. Anyways, let's start on our next one. I'll take a sip of water. Uh, yeah, best of luck. I'll try to find those resources for computer science, or for computer science. Um, yeah, learning OS I think is honestly pretty fun. It's tough, but like once you learn threading, you're like, oh my god, and you're like parallelism, you're like, oh my god. Like I could do anything. Like producer, consumer, all that. Because then and then like with every because like if here's a quick I'm reciting things from my professor. Um, if debugging is the art of removing bugs, then programming is the art of creating bugs. What is a vulnerability? Well, first you have to answer what is a bug. A bug is like an unintended behavior of a program, right? Unexpected. It wasn't designed in. And vulnerability is a bug that can be exploited, right? So as we learn to do more things like threading, like the concept of parallelism, of all of these abstractions that we make for a computer, such as like page tables and like pipes and FIFOs and oh my god, what's the not descriptors? Oh my god, I can't remember. Whatever. Like the everything is a file, right? All of those come with bugs or like possible misuses, right? Errors. And bugs can be turned into vulnerabilities, just like that. All vulnerabilities are bugs, but not all bugs are vulnerabilities. So you just got to be. So the more you know about a system, yeah. Alrighty. Apologies for yapping, but I do wish you best of luck. In the Dropbox server, you're not allowed to add people, but always feel free to like post something, and I hope like say Kavel, and I'll try to look at it. Let me know in chat if you ever post anything. I would love to see your work. Best of luck with your superimposed lines, and best of luck with your cyber studies. Have a good one. Let's do a box. Let's do it in the middle of the page. Big box. Yep. Nice. Should have ghosted more. Slightly bowing. You hate to see it. Ay, ay, ay. Kavel chokes. I'm putting this in the center of the page because the other one I kind of had like an empty center of the page. So from this, I hope I can like branch out. Much more confident. Nice. Man, tomorrow's Monday. What the heck? They need to stop doing that. Sorry for reminding anybody in chat that Monday is soon. Hope you're also I forgot to say hope your math homework's going well, guys. Ooh, I haven't added this song, but I think I will. Thank you, Rhyme, for having an amazing soundtrack. Brilliant song. I need to stop saying brilliant. I have no reason for saying that. Being that fancy. I just realized tomorrow's gonna be the first day I'm back at my classes because last week I skipped most of them. Do you think they'll remember me? Dude, freshman year, I was such a different person. Like in my classes, I'd go up to people and be like, "Ha, what's your name? My name's Kavel. I'm gonna try to get into computer science." you know. And like now my classes, especially it's kind of awkward because like my political science is a 200 level class, and I just kind of sit second row from the front, and I don't talk to anybody, and then I leave. I don't know a single person in that class, or actually I know a person, but like I don't talk to him. And it feels like I don't know. I'm kind of just there for business, you know. Like that class I don't need to study crazy for. You know, I don't need to like same thing with my statistics, same things with calculus 3. Strictly business, you know. It's not like chemistry or physics where I had like study groups. I'm not sure if it's I've changed or I've realized like studying with friends does not go well for me because we all know how that ends up. I think I've only successfully studied with a friend and not like just messed around the entire time, like just being stupid and silly. Once. I think I've only pulled that off once. And it was because my roommate saw me and was like, oh, well, we might as well study while we're on campus. Like I was already going to study. I feel like that's not foreshortened enough. Or too foreshortened. A little bit of variation's okay. Let's see that. Eh. Ooh. 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 Come on, Cav. I know you had a week break, but this is. Have some confidence, man. Hey, man, I'm not happy with this box. This box sucks. I was bowing the wrong way. You know what? I'm gonna do it. No one can stop me. I don't think anybody's here. So, Cavill, why do you like solo streams? No one can stop me from making poor decisions. That was a practice box. I'll hold myself honest. I'm not going to do like a full page. Like there's multiple times in that previous page where I was like, I want to do a new one. No. Now, would I even say this is justified? No. Cheating. But also, you can't stop me. The 0 people who are here. Nice. That's a long line, jeez. Cav. Whatever. A lot of yelling at Cav today, I'm sorry. I'll blame Gravel instead. The only reason I would ever want Gravel merch is so I can kick it, like literally punt it across the room. Like if we ever do a Gravel plush, that thing's gonna be made of Kevlar. Just that just it's like gonna be weighted. Someone just chucks it, puts a hole through the wall. I don't like that line. Okay, we're done. We're done. It's over. I need to actually focus up. Come on. Okay. Whatever. Guys, I just like drawing lines. That's all it is. I think I'm putting too much pressure. Oh, this song. Very sinister. I have a plan for this box. It'll take some execution. But I do indeed have a plan. I kind of want to like... Yeah. Very prototypical Y method box, but... So we'll... do this. No. There. Nice. Give it a little bit more juice. There we go. I don't want to say it because I'm going to jinx it, but I'm going to say it anyways. Our internet hasn't gone out this stream. That's a win. My internet was out for like, oh my god. I had to do something with my PS4 account, my like PlayStation account. My internet went out. My phone was bugging. Customer support needed something that I didn't have. I was trying to call my parents. My dad signed up for like, what is it called? Like the PlayStation Plus. Because he was like doing formula racing for a bit and we haven't turned it off. So now we have to wait. Thankfully, it won't charge us. But like, I gotta wait till I go home to fix it. I was so pressed. I was calling my parents, none of them were picking up. And honestly, if they answered the phone, I would have been like in a bad mood. So it's a good thing. I'm gonna wait for it to dry. I watched a video by William Osmond today. Man, I miss having access to like a lathe. Like, just give me a lathe. Give me a milling machine. Can a person want more than that? And make it so I don't have to clean it or adjust it or anything. I have a person that comes in, levels it, does whatever I need, does maintenance. I never have to do maintenance on it. I actually haven't done much maintenance for a lathe ever. I've seen maintenance been done. I've had to level, because like you don't have to, I don't know much about lathes. I've only worked with milling machines and routers. Do you have to like level a lathe, like do the equivalent? Like I couldn't imagine. It spins in a circle, right? Like I remember in high school I really wanted to make a Turner's cube. I can't remember if I actually did or not. Because we got I had access to a CNC mill. I never got to use it. But I wanted to make a Turner's cube so bad. And we had the steel for it, I remember. Steel cube. We also had brass, which would even have been cooler, but I remember like my mentor at the time, he was trying to use it, and one time like I was so vindicated for this. We were doing some cam for the router or for the mill. And like for once I let him do the like make the paths. And he was like confident. I was like, "Hey man, you sure?" I watched just a huge block of brass. It took like this nicer, larger end mill and just drive it straight into the material. We broke so many end mills together. It was ridiculous. At one point, we were buying them off Amazon with our own money because we didn't want the head of the shop to know that we were breaking that many. It was so bad. That's where I learned that sometimes you should just hire an expert. Because he was like, it's so okay. I'm not sure if I'm an idiot. I was in high school and I am an idiot. But finding feeds and speeds online, like there's calculators, yet every single time it wasn't right. We'd even like sometimes the manufacturers would give you information wrong, unhelpful. Oy, there's always a line like that. We're not resetting again. I should have ghosted more. Good box otherwise, but yeah. Now it's under the back line, so this is the part where I'd really want to bail out. I won't leave the rest of the box to future Kavel, that's mean. We don't bully future Kavel on this channel. That much. Yeah, that's good enough. We'll go a little bit overtime just to finish this, but oh my gosh, that's wrong. Holy, who taught this guy to make boxes? Jeez. Yikes. This is practically parallel. Both good and a bad thing because it's easy to overshoot it and the eye will catch that rather quickly. Wobbly. Not bad. Guys, it took us an entire stream to do one box. I'm not allowed to joke about that. It took me an entire stream to do cylinders. Those aren't very convergent. The other line over here. I don't know why I'm gripping the pen so firmly. I can feel my thumb hurting. Dude. Calm the frick down. Okay. Oh. We're gonna call it there, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We're just gonna ignore that for next stream. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. Wow. I don't know even how that happened. What? Yeah, normal stream schedule this week. We may actually be streaming every day to make up for it. We're gonna see just how crazy last week was. But for now, thank you guys very much for joining, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.